Yes, so animation, the video game studio stuff I'm doing, it's all distributed development stuff. So it's like everybody's working from home, and then what you need to do that is you need a really good production team. So you need really good producers or producer, depending on how big the project is, who are basically in charge of all of the minutia, like assigning, there's a lot of meetings that happen over Zoom. And honestly, it's not that much different, honestly. Like with Zoom, how weird is it, right? Like we've shifted into this new weird, like we were forced into this reality where it's like, oh, this is totally great. It works. I'm working from home. I'm like, I can do more work from home and take more meetings and more pitches and more just everything than I've ever been able to do because I can back to back my meetings. I used to have to bake in travel time and like all this nonsense, and now I can just be like bouncing around, and I can do a full day of work. And right now it's really like this is the worst because I have stuff I need to be doing, So I was like trying to get out of no, it's not your guys' fault. I was trying to get out of Comic-Con, but also like for Michael for Koala Man, I'm just like I'll do anything for him. Like he is one of the most brilliant, talented. Thank you. Oh God, thank you. Amazing human beings that I've ever met, and also just his stuff makes me laugh my ass off. Truly.
You're super involved in Koala.
I was championing for him. I was like, this guy's got shows multiple in him, as we now see, with LOL Girl, Crystal Fantasy, and you guys know the other one, Smiling Friends with Zach Adele. Brilliant, incredible, and Smiling Friends is just going to get bigger and bigger. Like we'll be here probably talking in a couple of years, or you'll be talking to him and Zach, and it'll be like the biggest show ever. And I think Koala Man's going to go that trajectory as well. But my involvement really is very much like I'm there if they need me. It's like, hey, like if you guys, like I helped it get to series, I helped it get greenlit to series. I told Michael, like, if there's ever any snags, any jokes that if you get any notes that you don't quite understand or that you really are passionate about disagreeing with them and stuff, or if there's any way, it's more of the machine, the development machine. I'm a phone call away, and I'm happy to come in and in a really like peaceful kind of like friendly way, like try to negotiate and help you and figure out like what's the note behind the note, how is there a way that the note can be addressed that's still Michael, Benji, and Dan's like sensibility and vision for the show, and ultimately it's been amazing. Like the relationship we have with Hulu for both shows is like they believe in the team, and they're kind of just like they have notes and thoughts, but they're like the best executives in that they might if they're whatever note they have is more of like a thought, and then they kind of give it to you to figure out like you talk about it, and you might even be like, you know what, that's actually a really good observation, and we agree, and we'll figure it out. Like we'll come up with something, and then they let you figure it out. And it's like the worst kind of notes are like, I think that T-shirt should be red instead of blue, and you're like, well, okay, but like, why? Just because that T-shirt needs to be red, and you're just like, okay, like can we maybe purple? Can we mix them? I don't know. It's like no, red. That's a bad executive. That's like someone who's just trying to, and I've been very grateful that I haven't actually had to work with that many people executive-wise like that. But anyway, blah, blah, blah.
Can I jump in and ask one?
Of course, yeah.
I love the Christmas episode of Solar Opposites.
Yeah,
It's my favorite episode.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to hear that you guys are doing a Halloween
Halloween,
one.
yeah.
Is there a specific movie you're going to riff off similarly, or can you tell me anything about this upcoming episode?
I'll tell you, like Korvo is absolutely fucking terrified of anything to do with Halloween. Like candy corn, even if you get some cotton and start stretching it and it starts to look like a spider web, it's like anything. Like he's just like, so that's sort of what it's about. But then it just goes to all these insane places, ultimately. And I don't know what all to say. And then I can also say Crypt Keeper, but you can make of that what you will. But I don't know. That might actually be spoiled. Mike might be mad that I said that. But anyway, but it's really, really, really fun. And we also kind of love the formula of 11 normal episodes and then a special. We're kind of clicking into that as the solar kind of rhythm each year, But yeah.
Are we going to learn why he's so scared about it?
Yeah, I mean it's just your typical solar. Well, without giving too much away. I mean, yes, essentially. Kind of, yeah. I mean, listen. Whenever we do an episode where it's like we're not going to learn backstory, we at least have some funny hand wavy, thing that satiates that for the audience, like that like why the why of it all. We have a good team and really cognizant of that stuff, like we all have good taste in comedy and the stuff that we like to watch. I feel like we all have a good beat on when something's really good and when something's not so good, and we very much apply that to Solar, and Benji, Dan, and Michael also to Koala. Man, it's been pretty amazing. Very, very, very grateful and lucky, and kind of almost surreal. Like that, it's just surreal is all hell, and yeah, it's crazy that all of this is happening. It's just nuts. But yeah.
Next question is last question.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
We have a joke that manifests.
Yeah.
How do you know this is a Rick and Morty joke?
Oh, that's a good one. Well, so you surround yourself with amazing teams, and for me, my jokes, like when I come up with something, I tend to funnel all that into the game studio. So like, well, not 100%, but like, because there's always stuff that's like, this is definitely a Rick thing or a Morty thing, or this is definitely a Korvo Terry thing, or like a Yumulak or Mary Mack who does Jesse. I can just hear her saying this, But like for the most part, I funnel that stuff into the game studio, which is Squanch Games, and we've been working on this crazy game for like the last 5 years, and it's almost out, called High on Life. It's really cool. It's a first-person shooter. Blah 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 blah. There's a lot. I mean, you can look into it online. It's really really neat. But yeah. So anyway, let's do one more because he's not looking. Let's be bad.
Who's hosting? Written for one show and then moved it to the other show. Who didn't quite work?
I want to. I know I've had ideas that we just couldn't quite figure them out in a way that made sense for Rick and Morty. It was like these ideas that like it wasn't for lack of trying. Like we tried to get them, but Rick and Morty is like a bucking bronco that you're like on the top of and you're just trying to hang on for dear life. The stories fight with you because there is this sort of pursuit of perfection and like on that show, and it's also just my partner on that show. It's like it's a different kind of process, but I can't think of any idea specifically that ended up transitioning to something else. But I bet there is, but it would have to be me sitting down and really doing like almost like an audit of like, and then going, oh shit, this was a thing. So I don't have like a legit answer. There's their last question. What was it?
Well, I was going to ask with the Squanch Games, what has your attention most, and where do you think entertainment is going?
So Squanch it is probably 50% of my attention right now, and then the other 50 is broken up between all of these other amazing things.
Your empire.
Yeah, and I'm really blessed and lucky to be partnered with these amazing people that allow me to be able to do that. Like Mike and Josh and Dan Harmon and Scott Martyr on Rick and Morty, and these just incredible people. So I'm able to I don't have to be there every day, I can focus on the video game stuff and a couple of other outside projects. And but really, yeah, probably the lion's share, if we were to do a pie graph, is at Squanch Games. And it's getting crazy right now because we're finalizing the game. We have JB Smoove, we've got Tim Robinson, and me and Betsy Sidaro are all like main characters. Talking guns. It's a first-person shooter, but the guns are alive. They're aliens, and they all have different personalities. So they're companions. If you guys are into video games, like a BioWare game, like a Dragon Age, they're your companions, but they're also your weapons you can upgrade. And then you are a human being that is trying to save the human race because humans turn out to be the most powerful, potent drug in the universe. And aliens have discovered Earth and discovered humans. Oh my God, let's put these guys on sale, It's basically we're cattle. Anyway, it's just such an interesting fun. But that's right now, that is like a lot of my time is going into it. But the release date, if we don't have to push it, is October 31st. And if we have to push it, it's like, a good game is good forever. A late game is no one remembers if it's late. So we'll see what happens. But yeah. It's going to be Game Pass and Xbox and Steam. He's coming over the worst time because I swear to God, we've been talking about our show this whole time.
White Claws are you going to
No, this is water. This is natural water from aluminum, which who knows? Maybe I'll get aluminum poisoning.
He's
But
high on life right now.
yeah. And then we, off the record, at an undisclosed amount of time, we'll be going over to everything else. So yeah. But starting on Game Pass, Xbox, and then and at the same time Steam. So yeah. October 31st. Fingers crossed.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.